Welcome, thrill seekers, to a world of spine-chilling tales and hair-raising adventures. Gather around for a frightful journey into the unknown as we delve deep into the realm of scary stories. Buckle up, hold on tight, and get ready to experience a rush of terror like never before. It all started when a group of archaeologists discovered an ancient tomb deep in the Egyptian desert. As they excavated the tomb, they uncovered a priceless treasure, an ornate amulet made of gold and adorned with precious stones. The amulet was said to be cursed, and many believed that it held the power to control the forces of life and death. The archaeologists were warned not to disturb the amulet, but they were determined to study it and learn more about its mysterious powers. As they examined the amulet, they discovered that it had been imbued with a powerful magic. They could feel the energy emanating from the artifact, and they knew that they had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. But as they continued to study the amulet, strange things began to happen. They would hear whispers in the darkness, and they could feel a cold, eerie presence in the tomb with them. They knew that they had awakened something dark and malevolent, something that they could not control. As the archaeologists continued to study the amulet, they began to experience bizarre and terrifying phenomena. They would hear strange voices calling out to them, and they could see shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision. The more they studied the amulet, the more they became convinced that it was cursed. They knew that they had to destroy it, but they also knew that the power of the curse would not be easily overcome. One night, as they were packing up their equipment, they heard a blood-curdling scream coming from the depths of the tomb. They rushed back to the amulet, only to find that it had vanished. In its place, they found a message scrawled on the wall in hieroglyphics: "The curse is now yours." After the amulet disappeared, the archaeologists returned to their homes, hoping to escape the curse that they believed had been placed upon them. But they soon realized that the curse had followed them, and they were now haunted by the malevolent spirit that had been awakened by their curiosity. They could feel a cold presence in their homes, and they would hear whispers and footsteps in the darkness. They knew that they were being watched, and they could feel the eyes of the curse upon them. As the days passed, the haunting grew more intense. They could see shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision, and they would hear terrifying screams echoing through the halls of their homes. One by one, the archaeologists began to succumb to the curse. They would disappear without a trace, leaving behind only traces of their terror and despair. As the last surviving archaeologist, Dr. Emily Wells knew that she was the only one who could put an end to the curse. She knew that she had to return to the tomb and find a way to destroy the amulet once and for all. But as she entered the tomb, she could feel the malevolent presence growing stronger. She could hear whispers in the darkness, and she could feel a cold wind blowing through the corridors of the tomb. As she made her way deeper into the tomb, she saw the amulet lying on a pedestal. But she could also see a shadowy figure standing before it, watching her with glowing red eyes. Dr. Wells knew that she had to destroy the amulet, but she also knew that the curse would not be easily defeated. She drew upon all of her courage and strength and approached the pedestal. As she reached for the amulet, the shadowy figure lunged at her, its long, bony fingers outstretched. Dr. Wells drew back and raised her hand, and a burst of energy shot forth, slamming into the shadowy figure and sending it tumbling backwards. But the curse was not so easily defeated. As Dr. Wells picked up the amulet, she could feel the power coursing through her veins. She knew that the curse had taken hold of her, and that she was now under its control. As she stumbled back through the corridors of the tomb, she could feel the curse growing stronger. She could hear the whispers in her mind, and she could feel the shadowy presence of the curse looming over her. She knew that she had to destroy the amulet, but she also knew that the curse would not let her go so easily. She could feel it drawing her back towards the tomb, beckoning her to return and claim its power for herself. Dr. Wells knew that she had to act quickly if she wanted to break the curse. She returned to the tomb with the amulet in her hand, determined to destroy it once and for all. As she approached the pedestal, she could feel the curse growing stronger. She could hear the whispers growing louder, and she could feel the presence of the curse growing more intense. But she was determined to break the curse. She raised the amulet high above her head and called forth all of her strength and willpower. With a burst of energy, she smashed the amulet against the pedestal, shattering it into a million pieces. The curse was broken, and the shadowy presence that had haunted her for so long vanished into the ether. Dr. Wells breathed a sigh of relief as she looked around the tomb. She knew that the curse had been defeated, and that she had finally put an end to the malevolent spirit that had haunted her and her colleagues for so long. As she made her way back to the surface, she could feel the weight of the curse lifting from her shoulders. She knew that she had come face to face with the darkest and most terrifying power of all, but she had emerged victorious. From that day on, Dr. Wells would always remember the chilling curse of the amulet and the terror that had consumed her and her colleagues. But she would also remember the strength and courage that had allowed her to overcome the curse and to emerge victorious against the darkest powers of the unknown. As the night draws to a close, we bid farewell to the terrors that haunted us and the spine-tingling tales that kept us on the edge of our seats. Remember, the darkness may linger, but the dawn always brings a new light. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never stop exploring the mysteries of the unknown.